Smells like Bigfoot's dick.
Oh. Oh, oh is right. Sorry, but I'll explain that in a second. But don't forget, we're broadcasting from the Storms Bros Junk Removal Studios. Check them out at stormsbrothersjunk.com. Okay, to clarify, this is why I played that soundbite is I woke up this morning around 5 a.m. and I'm like, what is that horrific smell? And I'm just laying there with my little Boston Terrier, my arms around her, like I'm snuggling with her. She's my little snuggle buddy, right? Yeah. And I'm like, God damn, that is disgusting smelling. And then I look down at the dog and I realize I'm snuggling with her butt in my face. I am not joking, not exaggerating. I didn't wake up to the sound of her passing gas. I woke up to the smell of her passing gas. Silent but deadly. And holy, ugh, gross. I'm like, God damn it, Juliet. And then I moved her. And then what's funny is she, like, when she goes to sleep and she's like, I'm done, I'm tired. When you go to move her, she's always does this. Looks at you like, no. And then she just plops down like she is dead weight. And basically grunting at me like, why are you doing this? And then I'm sitting there saying, it's because you're farting in my face. That's why, dog. So anyway, don't let dogs sleep in your bed because that's terrible. You either wake up like that or a long time ago, before we had kids, I had a dog named Cole, a big black lab, lovable puppy, right? And I woke up, no joke, I woke up to him. I didn't realize it was him at first. It's you. I swear to God, you see this bit all the time on TV where a dog is licking somebody's face or something like that, and they're like, "Oh," and they're like half asleep. They're like, "Oh, honey." That's seriously what I thought. I'm like, "Oh, she's waking me up, and she is feeling." No, it was the dog. The dog was licking my ear. He was spooning me, guys. He was behind me. His head was on the pillow next to my head, and he was like licking my ear. So funny. That was the last time. That was the final straw for dogs sleeping in the bed. Fast forward, like, say, 15, 16 years. Then we get a little dog, and we're like, she's just too adorable. Let's just let her sleep here. Maybe last night getting farted in the face is going to be the final straw. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. I'll just have to wake up in the morning, wake up in the middle of the night and just rotate her. She'll be like, what are you doing? Stop. Like, I don't need that pointed at me. I don't need a gun pointed in my face while I sleep. Anyway, guys, got a great show coming your way today. I'm not kidding. It's so gross. Anyway, but seriously, great show coming your way. In the headline section, something that needs to be highlighted, and it is and it isn't. I know Barstool Sports kind of put a spotlight on it, and I think we should too. A Broncos offensive lineman went above and beyond to helping the community. That needs to be addressed. A bull, like a bull with horns, got its revenge on a bullfighter. And I'm here for it. I am. A warning for donkey riders in Greece. Okay, in case you're going to Greece. Scotty, whose mother? Who's riding the donkey? Connery, God damn it, stop it. No. Okay, just let me know. And serving up roadkill in Louisiana. Gross, nasty, and that's coming up next. But real quick, before we hop into the headlines, make sure you hit the subscribe button, follow button, enable all the notifications wherever you're consuming this. That way, every time there's a new episode, you'll be notified. And don't forget, we're going into road trip season, so you can download an episode, like say you listen on Spotify or whatever, platform you consume on audio. Maybe it's Pandora. I don't know if Pandora does that or not, but like Podbean and stuff like that, you can download the episode. Takes up very little space on your device. That way, when you're on a road trip, maybe you're a trucker or just going on a road trip somewhere, you can save it, listen to the show, and you're not going to be interrupted by, 5G outages and stuff like that. So just so you know, go ahead and do that. But I think what we need to do right now, guys, let's have some fun. Let's go ahead and jump into those headlines.
Let's go! Let's go! And now, here are the headlines.
This is pretty disgusting, but it's not really shocking, to be honest. Especially when you think about, maybe there's people that migrate to the United States, and this can happen in other countries too, where you don't really know the laws, and you're not, maybe the laws are a little fuzzy, or maybe you do, and you just don't give a shit. I'll explain. Police are investigating China Queen in Pineville, Louisiana, after a viral Facebook post accused the staff of skinning Roadkill behind the establishment. Okay, notice I say accused because that word needs to be removed based on more information that we're going to get to here in this story. Now, according to the police, upon arrival, officers observed evidence indicating the dead animal was indeed a deer. It was alleged the deer had been collected after being found deceased on the side of the roadway. Okay, they didn't even, oh my God, that's disgusting. And I know you can get a license, at least here in Colorado. I assume it's like that in most states. If you hit a deer, there is a process for you to be able to obtain the meat. But that being said, if it's a high impact, a lot of that meat might be, unusable. But that's not unheard of. But it sounds like they're like driving to work, like, oh shit. Oh, that's gonna help us get our food cost numbers up. Woo! Yes. What is it? It's a deer. Oh shit, yeah. Scoop that fucker up. Put it in this barrel. Put it in the bucket. Sorry, it's not quite a barrel worthy, but whatever. And now, during the investigation, the deer carcass was found stored in a freezer, according to police, alongside other food items that were allegedly intended to be served to customers inside the establishment. That is a big, 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 big no-no. You can't do that. Now, they put this shit on the front door. There's a photo out there. They wrote a sign apologizing to the customers. It says, "We apologize for the recent incident. The item involved was never intended to be served to customers, but it was improperly stored and has been fully cleaned and sanitized. We are cooperating with health authorities and have corrected our procedures to ensure this does not happen again. Thank you for your understanding." Hold on, guys. Let's go ahead and somebody get the BS meter. Connery, go get the BS meter. Right on it, Scotty. Here we go. All right, let me get it out of its case real quick. There we go. Scotty, fire that fucker up. Okay, guys, let's see. Is this bullshit or not? Yeah, that's bullshit. Bullshit. You just got caught. Oh, we didn't know. We weren't going to serve it to anybody. Swear to God. Swear to God, my fingers are crossed. That's disgusting. I bet RFK Jr. is just like, now where was this place? What's their procedures? What's their raccoon policy? You guys ever watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Charlie, he's just like, what is your spaghetti policy? Like, what is he, spaghetti in the bag policy? Something like that. I fucked it up, but it's hilarious. Trust me. That's so gross. It makes you wonder, how many restaurants have you ate at? And keep in mind, these are going to be more. You're more likely in my mind, as somebody that worked in restaurants, you're more likely to experience this in those hole in the wall type restaurants, non-franchised restaurants, middle of nowhere type of restaurants that you would somebody a store manager would be like, listen, I saw some roadkill off of I-70 right around this area. Go out there, bring a bucket and bring a good shovel, scoop up what you can, bring it back. We'll go through it and let's go ahead and try. I think this will help us recover our food cost. And I know that sounds stupid and disgusting, but I have, and I say most likely that's going to be the non-chain restaurants and stuff like that. There's also a possibility that chain restaurants would do this too, because there's a lot of fucking morons out there that are in charge. I told you guys this, I think, back in the day. I was 21 years old. I had been working for Quiznos, and for the longest time, I shouldn't say the longest time, for about a year, I was under my brother. He was the general manager. I was the assistant GM, and I learned a lot. And at one point, they said, Scott, there's this opportunity to be a general manager, meaning you're the store manager of a restaurant off 120th. Go out there if you want it. It's yours. And I'm like, that's fantastic. But I have no fucking idea really how to be a store manager. I was really good at being the assistant manager. So I go in there, do the job. What do I discover within the first day? As neighbors of the business, like business neighbors come over and they're like, thank you for taking over, because the last guy that was running this place, they were just selling drugs out of it. By the way, that guy that I took over for, he got promoted and was in corporate. How does that make sense? I think he was corporate. Well, either way, he got promoted. He either got like a bigger, better store or what. But he was allowing his employees to sell drugs, and he was fucking the numbers over. He was lying about the numbers. So when I go in there and I do honest numbers, like they're all out of whack, Anyway, the point being is there's a lot of fucking morons that are in charge, not just in restaurants, but in so many other businesses. So I wouldn't doubt if you and I have experienced eating roadkill and didn't realize it. Ew, gross. Ew, gross. I don't want to think about it, Scott. It makes my tummy hurt. I know. It makes me want to throw up. Especially when you start going, like, you're on a road trip. We're just talking about road trips. We're like, oh, this burger is delicious. And they're like, hold on, there's something in my teeth. Wait a minute. Is this a little bolt? Oh, dang, man. That's where my bolt from my bumper went. All right. You found it. You lucky. All right. That's gross. That's so disgusting. Ugh. Gross. Oh, let's move on. Let's see. Greece is strictly enforcing a 220 pounds weight limit for tourists riding donkeys in Santorini. I don't know what the fuck. Did you say horny, Scotty? Oh my God, that's my place to be. No, Connery, I mispronounced somewhere in Greece. The rule comes after years of concerns about overworked and injured animals, aiming to protect them from spinal damage and exhaustion. Owners are now required to ensure proper care, including water, shade, and putting animal welfare first. How embarrassing would that be? And let's be honest, I feel like they're attacking Americans. They're attacking us Americans. What? 220 pounds? Come on. It makes sense. I'm surprised they haven't. And shame on Greece for just now doing that. There should always be a weight limit when you're riding an animal. Sorry. It just makes sense. I'm not gonna go hop on the back of my Boston Terrier and then go, what? I thought she could handle it. Well, no, she's squished now. She she looks like she's trying to give everybody a hug. It's just because her arms are spread out and her legs are, yeah, she can't help it. She's like, give me a hug. I can't move them. You get the image in your head. You know what I'm saying. That's just, I don't know. I don't see the big deal in it, but apparently people are pissed off about this. That's the reason I brought it up. Why would you be mad? Why would you be mad that you're not going to break the back of a donkey? What's worse? Being told you can't ride the donkey because because you're too heavy, or riding the donkey and then the donkey breaks his back and dies because you sat on the fucking donkey. What's worse? Suck it up, Buttercup. Don't hop on the donkey. Scotty, again, whose mother are you talking about? Connery? I'm sorry, Scotty. You just said ride the donkey, and that was my nickname back in university. Okay, shut up. Speaking of animals, a bullfighter, a very famous one. He was known as the king of bullfighters. Jose Antonio Orante de la Puebla. That's a long fucking name. How about Jose from de la Puebla? I don't know. Anyway, he was doing his, bullfighting shit where they're in their tight pants and a crazy hat. And next thing you know, he gets spun around and the bull gored him. Not just gored him, but he got him right in the beehole. Like he got him right in the rectum. I want to say it was like I think they said like 10-centimeter tear. Something like that. And then I shouldn't laugh, but come on, man. Aren't they the ones that like kill the fucking bulls afterwards, or like they throw like spears into? Fuck you. What do you expect, man? That's the bull's revenge. In fact, after the incident, the bull was quoted saying, "You mess with the bull, you get a horde up the beehole." Make that a t-shirt. Come on, man. That's karma. And I want to say this isn't the first time he's been gored. And I want to say this week somebody else got gored. Come on, guys. They're bulls. They have giant horns and they're trying to defend themselves. And you guys are being dicks. Oh, that's terrible. In the video too, like he's just like grabbing his own. I shouldn't laugh, but I am. He's just grabbing his ass, and I just what would that sound like? Oh, my butt, my bottom, mama, where's my mommy? Ow, my bottom. Yeah. Well, you know what? You were dancing with a bull. What do you expect? When I rode that bull back in the day when I was 18 years old, rode for at least 2 seconds, did not cover the bull by going over 8 seconds. It didn't have horns. They got knocked off and they called him Baldy. Maybe it was a cow. I don't know. It had udders. No, it's joking. But thank God it didn't. But that was still scary. Riding a bull, even though it didn't have horns, because its weight alone, its hooves, it can fuck you up without horns. Now you slap on a couple, devil sticks on top of its head, it comes after you. Next thing you know, you're a skewer. Oh my God. I don't feel bad for the bull rider or the bullfighter, really. What do you expect? You are going to, you're unless it's changed, you're going to kill the bull. And you're taunting it. Even if you don't kill the bull, you're taunting the bull. The hell? Come on, guys. Hey, real quick, put your junk in our trunk. Storms Bros Junk Removal. If your home, garage, office, or yard is looking like a disaster, you need to contact Storms Bros Junk Removal right now. Go to stormsbrothersjunk.com right now. Sign up for a free quote and no hassle. Listen, you get the quote. You either decide to go with them or you don't, and that's okay. And here, I understand things pile up over time very easily. The busier you are, nailed it. Life gets in the way, and sometimes you just don't realize how much junk is piling up. Maybe you're doing spring cleaning and you're just like, oh, dang, I got a whole bunch of stuff. Well, Storms Bros Junk Removal can help get rid of all kinds of things, whether it's couches, sofas, futons, mattresses, box springs, appliances, electronics, drywall, construction materials. Maybe you got a big pile of wood. Scotty, I got a big pile of wood. Connery, not now. Yard waste or warehouse clearance. They can do it all. They can. Go to stormsbrothersjunk.com right now. Get a free quote. That's stormsbrothersjunk.com. Or what you can do, give them a call, 303-736-9404, 303-736-9404. Storms Bros Junk Removal. Put your junk in our trunk. Before we get into the mailbag, something worth mentioning. Denver Broncos offensive lineman Garett Bolles was driving around Denver, and he sees somebody that needed help changing a tire. It was a woman and I believe her possible preteen or teenage son. And he sees that they're pulled over and they needed somebody to help change their tire. So he pulls over and helps change the tire. What's cool is there's a video out there that the woman took, and it's Bolles on the ground, and he's helping change the tire, but you get a little snippet of it's not worth playing, but he's just like, and then you go like this, and like you can tell that he's trying to teach the young man how to change a tire, and a lot of people are like, whoa, what the fuck's wrong with that kid? Guys, you don't know the situation. You don't. I don't know it either. Sometimes you don't have an opportunity to learn certain things. Some of us were lucky, some of us aren't. So I thought that was a really neat moment by Garett Bolles, something that needs to be propped up. Not that everybody needs to go out of their way and help like that, because sometimes that can be dangerous, especially on the side of a interstate. But if you have the opportunity to help somebody, you should do it. And not only did he change a tire, but it sounds like that he was teaching the kid how to do it in the future. And that's pretty darn neat. I think that's cool. So good for Garett Bolles. Listen, as much as I can give him grief for maybe not blocking that great or, doing this or that, come on, man. I think we can all learn a little bit from Garett Bolles on how to be a good human being, because that's cool. That's cool. I mean, he wasn't there when the last time I had to change a tire on the side of I-25. Where were you then, Garett? Where? Huh? I did that once. I was driving to the tech center, and all of a sudden, somebody swerves out of the way in front of me. And before I could react, there is a metal aluminum ladder, and I just ran it over with my car. Blew out, thankfully, I think it ended up being the rear passenger side, and it was right around Santa Fe, and there was a huge shoulder over there. So thankfully, it was, if you're going to do it, it was like this huge shoulder to change your tire on. That sucks. That's a worst place to get a flat tire is on the interstate, especially when it just blows out. Scariest shit. But I lucked out because it was not busy enough for me to worry about cutting over, because I was in the number 2 lane, and I want to say there's 4 lanes. So I was able to cut over 2 more lanes and get onto the shoulder and change it out. But Garett wasn't there then. Where are you, Garett? I needed you so bad. Mainly because I didn't want to do it. I do want to do this. Let's jump into the mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
All right, this is a response to, I think it was one of last week's episodes on YouTube. Volcano M55 Mount Shasta on YouTube said, this is in regards to the RFK not stealing, but he cut off that raccoon's penis on the side of the road. Still funny to say. But this is what he wrote. A raccoon has a bone in its penis. It's called a bone prick, used as a toothpick in the southern states. Learned history a bit more, okay? Or what? No, he says, learned history a bit more, okay? Great video, keep laughing. I feel like that was kind of a backhanded compliment. Like, maybe do some research, okay? I don't know, Volcano 55 Mount Shasta. Maybe I didn't want to say, hey, what are raccoon penises good for in Google? I didn't want to do that. But now you say this, and I think I have to do it. Quick, to the Google machine. Scotty, you stupid. You are a stupid motherfucker. You said fucker wrong. Funny. I said fucker. Hold on, before I get to the Google machine. Never mind. I was at real quick. I was at the baseball game the other day, and I did something. I said maybe it was practice, whatever. It doesn't matter. Somebody asked me something, and I did a crazy voice, just not thinking about it. And somebody's like, "You just randomly pop into voices, don't you?" I sure do. Holy shit, you know it is. Oh my God. Am I all flustered? I feel like I'm being judged right now because he's a cunt. Wait, what did I say? Oh my God, I said the C word.
C word alert. C word alert.
Anyway, going back to the Google machine, I had to verify what this guy said. And sure enough, the raccoon penis bone, often called a Texas toothpick or Arkansas toothpick or a coon dong. Hey, pass me one of them coon dongs. Anyway, is a 2 to 5 inch curved bone historically used as a toothpick, a pipe cleaner, or lucky love charm in southern U.S. folklore. Well, that's a little bit more romantic for RFK Jr. He sees a dead raccoon and he's like, I want to get a necklace for my love. Let's cut off that penis. Woo! Man. That's interesting. Thank you, Volcano 55 Mount Shasta, for sending that in. I had no idea. And you're right. Maybe I should have done a little bit of a history searching. But I didn't. You did. Because apparently you spent some time in the South. You did. Hey, look at that raccoon paint. It'd be funny and interesting if you met somebody that had like a necklace and you're like, oh, what is that on your necklace? That looks fun. What is that? And they're like, that's a raccoon's cock. You want one? No, I'm good. I'm good. All right, suit yourself. They's good for picking shit out of your teeth, like roadkill. Ironically, I just learned that word. Ironically, raccoon meat. Oh my God. Listen, we laugh about it, but in a weird way, that's fine. Now I'm going to be kind of a little preachy. Look at back in the day, Native Americans. when they hunted bison, stuff like that. They use like everything on the animal. Nothing goes to waste. So I imagine, you know, that's kind of maybe that's where the origins came from. I don't know, but you got to respect that a little bit. At least they're using it. It's not just going to waste. Like RFK Jr. is just like, that shit ain't going to waste. Woo, that's a good coon penis. Ooh, yeah, look at that. I feel weird that we've talked about raccoon penises at least in 3 shows now. I don't want to make this a record, but I guess I got to find a piece of paper because we need to make a raccoon penis count. And if I'm wrong, if it's not 3 and if it's 4, please message me by going back and listening to the shows and say, DeHuff, no, please get this shit right. You're at 4 or whatever it might be. How do I not have sticky notes? Jesus Christ. Probably because my kids took them all. Where's the sticky notes, kids? I put a lot of my stuffed animals and stuff. Daddy. None of my kids sound like that. All right. Raccoon. Oh, come on, man. So I know this is really exciting for you guys. I have all these pens in my desk. I don't know if they actually work. All right. Here we go. Coon. Oh, and of course, this motherfucker doesn't work. Son of a bitch. Coon count. Coon. Why can I never find a pen that works? Coon. What should we call it? Coon. Dong. And then I'm just going to go 1 episode. I'm just doing hash marks. 1, 2. And I think we're at 3. Okay? 3. Coon dong. Coon dong count. There we go. We'll see. We'll and then at the end of the year, guys, oh my God, that'd be fun. we gotta come up with something. Maybe it's not coon dong or whatever, but something in regards to that. And then we need to make a t-shirt out of it. Because I've been trying to think of what would be a good, funny DeHuff Uncensored podcast t-shirt instead of like, I like the ones I originally had. It was just the logo. But then I started thinking I want something that doesn't necessarily scream it's the podcast, but it's a fun shirt to wear. Maybe it's like a dead raccoon and it says driving RFK Jr. crazy. 1 raccoon penis at a time. I don't know. Something like that. Oh, maybe there's a tarp over part of the raccoon, but it has like a, it's pitching a tent. I don't know. You guys are creative, not me. You guys find out. You start submitting them to me. And sometime this year, we'll try to make some t-shirts. I have at least 1 person that wants to help contribute to the t-shirt manufacturing. If you and your company want to do that, please let me know. And then what we do is we'll put your logos on the sleeves or something like that, or on the back. I don't want too many but maybe coon dong. drive it, coon dong. And drive it RFK Jr. crazy since whatever year he was born, right? That'd be funny. Anyway, you're welcome, guys. That's how we're going to end it on Coon Dong. Yeah. That's it for the news from the Storms Bros Junk Removal Studio. Oh, my God. Is that not a perfect sponsor for talking about removing a raccoon's penis? Storms Bros Junk Removal? Huh? Just saying. Serendipitous? I don't know. Check them out at stormsbrothersjunk.com. They're going to love that. They will. They will. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Thanks for listening or watching, supporting the show. Really do appreciate you guys. And do please check out stormsbrothersjunk.com and sign up for that free quote. And listen, whether you use them or not, just go and let them know that you're listening and you're interested. And it's good to have a junk removal company on your holster, essentially, because sometimes you might just come into some junk. Listen, we get that every now and then. Like, what? Who donated this to us? Oh, cousin, blah, blah, blah. Fuck them. Jesus. Now we got to get rid of it. But anyway, guys, it's DeHuff Uncensored. It was weird. It was. Hopefully you laughed in this episode. At the end of the day, guys, that's what it's all about. You guys are amazing. It's DeHuff Uncensored. Let's keep moving forward. I'll talk to you next time.